Welcome, you are listening to Radio Central News. I'm Chandni and now news in detail. India's COVID-19 tally increased on Sunday to 74,94,552 after a spike of 61,871 cases in the past 24 hours, Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare said as the nation hurtled towards a crucial state election. According to the daily update, as many as 72,614 coronavirus patients were cured discharged during the time frame, taking to 65,97,209 the total number of recoveries. With 1,033 COVID fatalities in the past one day, the death toll too has spiked to 1,14,031 so far in the country. The active caseload has further gone down by 11,776 since Saturday and is at 7,83,311 at present. In terms of percentage, the active cases are 10.45%. Recovery rate stands at 88.03%, while the death rate is at 1.52%. According to the Indian Council of Medical Research, as many as 9,70,173 samples were tested in the past 24 hours, taking to 9,42,24,190 the total cumulative samples tested since the onset of the pandemic. The flood situation remained grim on Sunday in 4 districts of Karnataka, with Krishna and Bhima River in spate as the Army, the National and State Disaster Response Forces undertook rescue work evacuating hundreds of marooned people, officials said. Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa said many villages in Kalaburagi, Vijaypura, Yadgir and Raichur districts were either completely or partially submerged due to flood caused by heavy rains last week, and he would undertake an aerial survey of the affected areas on October 21. According to the Karnataka Disaster Management Authority, a total of 20,269 people, including 15,078 in a badly hit Kalaburgi, have been evacuated so far by the personnel of the Army, the National Disaster Response Force, and the State Disaster Response Force, besides local police and district authorities. There was no loss to human life anywhere in the flood-affected area, whereas 2 cattle died in Vijaypura, KTMA Commissioner Manoj Rajan said. BrahMos, the supersonic cruise missile, was successfully fired on Sunday from the Indian Navy's indigenously built stealth destroyer INS Chennai, hitting a target in the Arabian Sea. The missile hit the target successfully with pinpoint accuracy after performing high-level and extremely complex maneuvers, a defense release here said. BrahMos, as prime strike weapon, will ensure the warship invisibility by engaging naval surface target at long ranges, thus making the destroyer another lethal platform of Indian Navy. The highly versatile BrahMos has been jointly designed, developed and produced by India and Russia. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh congratulated the DRDO, BrahMos and the Indian Navy for the successful launch. The fault line in Ladakh region, where India and Asian plates are joined, have been found to be tectonically active according to the new study. The new findings, which suggest a more remote fault at the suture zone or the Indus suture zone, being new tectonically active, could call for a serious relook into the existing evolutionary models using new techniques and a larger geological database. The findings can also have major implication in terms of earthquake study, prediction and understanding the seismic structure of the mountain chains. The Indus Tsangpo suture zone marks the limit of the Indian plate where it collided with the Asian plate. A group of scientists from Wadia Institute of Himalayan Geology, Dehradun, an institute under the Department of Science and Technology, have found that the suture zone, which was conventionally thought to be locked, is tectonically active. The scientists carried out the mapping of the remote region of Ladakh that forms the most hinterland part of the Himalaya. The study was published recently in the journal Technophysics. That is all for today's news bulletin. Stay tuned to Radio Central News for more updates.